What should I do? I accidentally dated a cheater, don't know how to tell his girlfriend.
Hey guys, first time posting on Reddit. I need to expose a cheater. I need some professionals. I may be a bit of an chick, but I want to try to make it right one way or another. Get ready, a bit of a crazy story. So I dated this guy when I studied abroad in Europe. Let's call him a 24M. 20F, met him on Tinder, went on an adorable 6-hour first date around our big city, had amazing coffee and pastries, museum, and walked around a huge garden and sat down on a bench. He gave me these sexy staring at you eyes and bam, grabs my head and kissed me. Forgot to mention he looks like a Greek god. It was amazing. We go out a couple more times, had the best conversations that were non-stop, all fun, but a date never lasted more than 1 or 2 hours. Eventually we get busy, things sort of shifted to just staying in, eating, and Netflix and chilling, which I was okay with because I was way too busy with school and work to have a real relationship. But after a handful of times that happened, his phone rings like 2 or 3 times in a 5-minute window, and he keeps putting it on silent. I told him he could answer, I don't mind. He answers, and it's a girl. Which was okay, we were just flirty friends now. Can't really hear her on the phone, but he made it a super short call. He instantly says yeah, so I have a GF. My face drops, I got pissed, but I thought I might stay to get more info on her, and it was also super late at night, and I was at his place. I find out he dated a live-in nanny from a different European country. But anyways, this guy happens to be from the same town I'm originally from, and 4 years later, he saw somehow that I was in the city, no mutual friends, and it's a bygay city. He follows me on Instagram from a new account, because I blocked him on the last one, texts me and spam likes a bunch of my pics. I was pissed at first, but stalked the hell out of him. Not a single pic with a girl anywhere. And I remember how good-looking he is, and how much fun we had. So he told me he was single now, and wanted to see me. Since almost all of my friends from there were out of town, I was bored and thought I might as well waste his time, get more info on this girl I tried stalking 4 years ago, and have a little fun while I'm there. So I go to his place. He cooks me amazing food. We have fun, and he tells me about other girls he's dated over the years, and finally, this nanny girl. He told me he moved to Norway, lived with her and her fam, I think. They went to school there, and no one he's ever dated has found out he was cheating. It really pissed me off, so I left. But I didn't block him. And 4 months later, he finally started posting pics with a girl, but all with super weird captions, in the same country as the nanny GF was from. And I liked a pic lol where they're kissing lol. She was private, saw on her profile she came from the same country that the nanny GF was from. So I didn't really want to message her and ask if she was a nanny in that city I lived in before and dated this guy, so I waited for little more info. The next week he posts a pic of her laying out in the sun with some BS princess caption. Didn't tag her in it, but I liked it lol. And I saw that the other photo of the two of them was gone. 1 week later, he has both of the pics on his profile back up again, and my likes of the pics are gone. He Insta isn't private anymore, but there's no proof she lived in the same country as us. What should I do? Reach out and try asking? Because he lived in that country, he has a lot of friends from there, mainly female. It would be weird saying, this guy 4 years ago, did you date him? I also saw this week that he's back in the hometown and she's in that town too. Still could be another random girl from there, but this seems vite serious. He may have also cheated on nanny girl or another one the last time we saw each other. Help please.
Emotional cheater. What would you do?
My partner and I have been together for 11 years. We have an almost 6-year-old son. Long backstory. When we met, I was sus about him and the way he protected his phone. I'd not long been cheated on and found the evidence on my boyfriend's phone. Touchy subject for me. I snooped, found some suggestive messages with girls. Confronted it, we got over it and moved on. This happens again sometime within the next few years. He also has a rocky few years with his mental health. Very rough patch for us, but again we move through it. We eventually have a kiddo. Things are hard, but we also do really well on and off, and when it's good it's great. But through lockdowns both of our mental health fluctuated, mine especially. We enter an open relationship after me wanting to pursue my bi-curiosity. I left the final decision up to him, and we set up rules together we both agreed on. I meet 2 women and have dates, within the parameters of our agreement. But I find more messages very recently after him being sketchy with some info he didn't know I'd already figured out. I confront, we have a really good chat about things and I actually felt really good after. Now I've just found out that a little while back he had a physical interaction with someone he briefly dated before we got together. There are messages between them, him checking in the next day saying how much he enjoyed their moment and it felt so good after a horrible few months. She says she feels bad but enjoyed it in the moment. He says twice that he doesn't regret it and it meant a lot to him. Again I confronted, he admits to a kiss but no other contact. He has gone to stay elsewhere for a while. I've since confirmed with the girl that they kissed, but she also told me he had been messaging her on and off for years, and almost a year ago he was actively messaging her saying how much he cared about her and that he'd treat her so well and all that crap. We were at a party with friends and our kids, making core memories. I posted a cute photo of us. And he was messaging her. Oh, this girl also did some work on her friend's house, which was next door to us. He reached out to her twice in messages while she was there. She was polite but didn't engage. She said he popped up occasionally but she shut him down. She has blocked him on social platforms. He also sent her a message immediately after I confronted him about it but he unsent them. I've also confirmed with another mutual friend that he was flirting with her when they first met. We moved in across the road once her and I met and formed a friendship. She said he stopped. Both of those people live in our same town and share history with me. I at least travel into the city and go on dates with people we don't know. Another part of our agreement. He doesn't know I know these details. I'm getting all of the info straight before I tell him. His reasoning every time is that he was depressed and looking for attention to make himself feel better. I get that, I do. But how many fucking times is too many? All of this while we were both struggling through lockdowns and depression. I feel quite calm about it all and even a little relieved. But I also know it's going to be hard. I want to leave. I've always struggled with the decision but I just feel so done this time. Thoughts? He cheated, should I push through or leave?
As I mentioned in a previous post, I caught my boyfriend cheating during my pregnancy. I am 35 weeks and 3 days as of today. It is with a lot of hurt that I've accepted many things have ended, including our relationship. I wish to leave so badly but would hate to lose the first year of memories I always wish to be a part of alongside my son. The last thing I want to do is deal with going to court after delivery. He keeps threatening me that he'll take my son from me and I would hate to miss out. Should I push through this year of living with him or just leave? I can't believe I was blinded by his emotional immaturity and now I will have to deal with him another 18 years. Please help.
Should I expose a cheater?
My husband has a coworker that I can't stand and she's a cheater. I also don't like that my husband is friends with her, despite knowing how terrible she is. She's engaged but openly flirts with another coworker, let's call him Jim, to the point that other coworkers casually joke about it like, oh yeah, when you and Jim are at the altar, oops, I mean, fiancé's name. He even told me about a night a bunch of coworkers went out drinking when some business reps were in town and she ended up kissing 2 guys that night. One of them was the rep that was in town, the other was Jim. Anyways, I want to tell her fiancé not to marry her, but I don't want it tied back to me. I've met her fiancé and he's way too good for her. He's so nice all the time and she is basically using him for his money and planning this super grand wedding. Besides just saving his heart, I really just want to watch everything crumble down around her. Personally, I think she deserves it. I'm not typically one to revel on someone's pain or hardships, But I can't stand watching her go on with this charade of an engagement when I know her true feelings and just how unabashed she is to show them whenever her fiancé isn't around.